rebuttal. If you need to share anything, you can go ahead and cue that up.
Yep.
All right. Let me go ahead and get you in there. And your time starts now.
Ahmayan checkmated himself. He checkmated himself. He went to Hebrews chapter 13, verse number 10, and read one verse and then tore it to pieces. Watch this. We have an altar. He said that Paul was talking about the altar that they physically have there. What kind of stuff is that? I want you to read this, Ahmayan, my friend. I really want you to read this. From which those who serve the tabernacle have no right to eat. Who are those who serve the tabernacle, Ahmayan? Let me answer it for you since you're not here. It's the Levites. It's the Levitical priesthood. So the altar we have, this validates my point. The altar that we have is not for the Levitical priesthood to eat. If you study the Torah, you would know that they were able to partake of the meats of the offerings. But we have an altar from which those who serve the tabernacle have no right to eat. It's not talking about no present altar in Jerusalem. Let me prove it to you. For the bodies of those animals, see, those animals whose blood is brought into the sanctuary by the high priest for sin are burned outside the camp. Therefore, Jesus also, that he might sanctify the people with his own blood, he suffered outside the gate. Now, you want to know where our altar is? Therefore, let us go forth to him outside the camp. That's where our altar is, bro. Not no physical altar. That's ridiculous. Bearing his reproach. Watch this. For here, Ahmayan, we have no continuing city, but we seek the one to come. Christ, bro, becomes our sacrifice. Our altar, rather. He's where we take the altar. Now, just jump back to Hebrews chapter number 10. But you have come to Mount Zion and to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem. You see, this is in the present active indicative also. See, for the Christian, we understand that we have entered into the promises of God. And according to Hebrews chapter number 4, we can come boldly to the throne of God, not to a tabernacle or an altar in Jerusalem. Right? Remember what the woman at the well, Jesus told the woman at the well. He told her there's coming a time that now is that neither in Jerusalem or in this mountain shall men worship, but God seeks those to worship him in spirit and in truth. In all his scriptures that he read was talking about what's supposed to be happening in the future. He should be disqualified because this discussion is about whether or not animal sacrifices is offered today and whether or not God will accept them today. Even though he's messing them up for the future, he clearly isn't proving what the scriptures are telling us to do today. You have come to Mount Zion.
2 minutes.
All right, to an innumerable company of angels. Let me hit a couple more verses here. Why now? He talking about the only thing changed was the high priest. Therefore, let's read. All we gotta do is read. Bro, got the twist. Just read. Therefore, if perfection were through the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law. It's not just talking about the high priest. It's talking about the Levitical priesthood. What further need would there that another priest should rise according to the order of Melchizedek? But the whole priesthood changed, bro. Right? For the priesthood being changed. It didn't say the high priest being changed, the priesthood. You got to understand. If you understand what the word priesthood means, right? This word in Greek has reference to the order. If there's another tribe now, not the Levites, right? Abraham paid tithes to Melchizedek while Levi was in his womb, right? So it's not about the Levitical priesthood. So I know my time is just about up. But again, making clear what he's doing is conflating what is believed to be future prophecies, and he's reading them through the lenses of his Old Testament paradigm. Christ fulfills the sacrifices. And on top of that, in Ezekiel, it says sacrifice for sin. So you're telling me, Ahmayan, that we're going to use animal sacrifices for sin in the future. It's utterly ridiculous. It cannot be proven in scripture. In Ezekiel 43, I don't have time to go there, but just read Ezekiel 43, where it talks about these so-called future millennial sacrifices. It says for sins, the sin sacrifices, sin. But what Ahmayan doesn't understand is that the fulfillment of those Old Testament passages come through Christ, but the prophets only saw through the lenses of their current contextual structure, which was the law. But Christ fulfills the law. I'm done.